Bless you, family. All power to people. It is indeed your Minister Sanders. And yes, indeed, y'all are looking at it right. I have a microphone. Hey, you got to invest in yourself. But I want to have a car conversation about a topic that's been on my spirit that I've been seeing a lot on social media. A lot of these conversations I'm going to be having with y'all are going to be things I see on my timeline or things that are around me in terms of conversations with others. And so something that has been always a controversial topic is, should people stay in marriage for the sake of them having children? I personally feel that it's a situational thing. So I think hypothetically, yes, you should stay in your marriage for the sake of your children as long as it's not abusive, whether it be physically, emotionally, verbally, and as long as it's not toxic, meaning like just the thought of y'all looking at each other make each other sick and energy's always low and y'all always just never on the same page. No love in the home, no joy in the home. Just yeah, because that's different. Happiness comes and goes. In marriage, you're gonna be happy. There's days you're not gonna be happy. Days you're gonna like your spouse. Days you're not gonna like your spouse. You can't just throw in the towel because sometimes you're not happy. But toxicity is not okay. But I feel that the issue that we got away from that our elders had, Big Mama and Granddaddy wasn't married for 50 years because they were just always happy. No, they endured. And yes, I think Big Mama sometimes took a little too much. Granddaddy was out there doing God knows what, and she stayed. But they also knew that the family was the foundation of the community. And today we don't have that same respect. We don't really respect family in that same way. Marriage is not viewed sacred like it used to be. Marriage used to be something that was like one of the highest callings. People used to dream about getting older and getting married and having children. Now it's like, just get past the marriage piece. But I feel that sometimes in life, you need to have a why. And if the reason that gets you to fight for your marriage another day is because you guys have children, then that's a good enough why. I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think today we quit so easily. We don't have certain whys and certain things, that reasons why we do certain things. And the moment the wind blows, we look for any reason to leave. We don't look for reasons to stay. And so I told somebody, I said, listen, if a brother or sister is saying, hey, one of my wives is because I have children, that shouldn't be your sole why of staying in your marriage. But there's nothing wrong with that being one of your wives. Even if it's majority of your why. It's like, hey, it hasn't been a marriage, a two-parent household in my family in over 100 years. I want to give my child that. So no matter what me and my wife are going through, I'm going to make sure I look past the little things that's on the table and look at the larger goal. I think you will have more successful marriages if people increase their whys and increase their goals. But unfortunately, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a day by day. Everything is in the now, in the moment. But it's like, no, have a 50-year goal and be like, no matter what goes on, I'm going to have that goal. And when I say no matter what goes on, again, I'm not talking about nothing abusive. I will never tell a person, man, woman, to stay in a marriage that is abusive. That's not even smart. So I don't need y'all to be like, well, what if he beating up? No. Any type of abuse is abuse and it should not be tolerated, period. But as long as it's not abusive, I'm not saying, oh, because y'all ain't getting along, that means you just leave. No. But if your babies, if the kids that y'all gave to each other make you say, man, you know what? Let me go back in that house and make this right. Because I want my babies to have a better chance. Statistically, children with two-parent households are on the trajectory to be more successful. That's not to say if you're raised by a single parent, you can't be. Because again, I was raised by a single mother. Shout out to my Mama V. I turned out just fine. But I'm saying statistically, children who have a two-parent household will be on a better trajectory. And I say will be, meaning it can always change based upon that child's personal choice and agency. Sometimes you can give a kid everything they need and they get older and they go left, despite what mom and dad did. But having the two-parent household does help, especially if dad is present. There's a lot of people they got dads, but he ain't fathering. I'm talking about playing with the kids, spending time with the kids, teaching them things, showing them things, leading by example. Same thing with mom. If a kid has that in the home, they are on the better trajectory to be successful. Now, if mom and dad split up, that's not to say that that can't happen, especially because you can still have your father around, he not be in the home. But it's something about having them in the home. It's a totally different experience having dad in the home than him coming in and out and around. Some men have said, well, Stretch, I'm one of my biggest reasons staying in my marriage is, I don't want no other man raising my child. Hey, I respect that too. I respect brothers taking pride in saying, no, it's only one man. My daughter or son gonna call daddy, and that's me. Because when you bring step pops in the picture, sometimes he's more around because he's in the home than the actual dad. So again, to me, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that being one of your whys. If that being one of the reasons is for your children, have a reason to fight. We got, again, in life, your job. If some people stay on their jobs because they don't want to give up their benefits, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with having something to make you say, man, if it wasn't for this, I'd be gone. And the reason why, and it's only temporary, right? You use that as a temporary goal as things change, until things change. Now, it shouldn't be 20 years in, y'all still having these issues, and it's like, well, I'm here for the kids. No, but it's something that it's a now reminder to make you go in there and apologize, to make you stop being petty, to make you say, man, you know what? Maybe I was a little harsh. Let me make it right with wifey. That's what the children or otherwise should serve as the now reminder to say, you know what? Let me step it up. Let me do better. So I personally don't think there's nothing wrong with being in a marriage because y'all have children, or maybe y'all had a business and you're like, hey, we put too much time into this to just let this go. Let me hang around a little longer and see if things gonna get better. Again, have a why. I think your why is gonna be what's gonna keep you going and keep the longevity, not just in a marriage, but any situation. Peace and love.